120, we'll be ready to go.
Streaming. Connect.
It'll take a minute.
I always feel like I haven't hit the button every time without
You can go live. There we go.
And we are live from Calgary. There's nobody on, so it doesn't matter.
Live from Spool 3D, it's Coffee with Rich, the first layer live stream.
Right, like the safe, like the Price is Right. The announcer comes on, you don't see him. You know, you're sitting there just with a beaming smile on your face, and it's like, live from the first layer, it's Richard Cleveland on Spool 3D, Calgary, Alberta.
Wow.
Remember, I'm a performer. Right?
That's true. That's very true.
I don't do it often, but you give me an opportunity. Give me something to do, and I'll run with that. Hi, Frederick.
And Jason Dali is also watching. Hello.
Nobody complain about not being able to hear me. I have this stupid big fat microphone in front of my face.
He's got a fatty in front of his face.
Richard can't afford a decent-sized microphone. It has to be as big as an elephant.
Well, it doesn't have to be as big as an elephant.
It's gorgeous. I'm going to bring my microphone in just for fun.
Frederick is here, and Jason is here, and who's over on UbiTube? Oh, Ken Starak. Morning, Ken. How are you? And we see Ron. Hello, Ron. What's he doing?
He just stared in, so I gave him a happy face.
So I can see comments today. Because we got a fairly decent... and I have my coffee today. So, and I'll give you an overhead view so you can actually see that I'm wearing coffee today.
I'm wearing coffee.
I'm wearing coffee. I'm drinking coffee today.
You want to wear your coffee?
I could wear my coffee.
Just draw a bunch of pictures.
So I'll know when I don't have any post-it notes what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Wow, there's quite a few people watching now. We got Daniel Wright. Good afternoon, sir. We got Graham. Graham, you still haven't posted pictures of the stuff you got. We also have Frederick over here. Yes, we know that we have Frederick. And we've got...
Now I am faster? What does that mean, Michael? How much faster are you?
Michael Holland?
Yeah.
I don't know. How much faster is he? Is he flash faster?
I love the vague comments. They're the most interesting.
They are.
I am faster. It's in quotations. Is that from a movie?
Ken Starak says that he is doing well.
I can't see the chat over here.
And he wants to know how you are.
Oh, there we are. How you and Fred are doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Fred's fine.
I'm sure Fred's fine, but that's Frank over there.
I'm sure Fred's
we're just a couple of jerks today,
Fred's
aren't we?
Fred's a good guy. I'm surprised Fred isn't here yet. Where's Fred? Fred, where are you? Oh, there.
Fred, yeah,
we got Frederick, but
yeah, we got Frederick.
I was talking about Fred Cass. No offense to Frederick, who was awesome in every way. I don't like having.
I'm making faces at Derek's son, who is here today, through the window. His coffee cup. Oh, my coffee cup. No, it says. It doesn't say I'm faster. It says, now I am the master.
I am the master.
And it's got Vader on the other side, you see. Ken says, sorry, Frank.
You know, he's actually got a Star Wars coffee maker that went with that mug.
I do have a Star Wars coffee maker.
Does Frank even get in the shots? Oh, here I am.
Switch to your camera.
Here I am. Hi, everybody.
So we can hear him. Oh, jeez, I just about choked on my coffee.
I'm behind the scenes guy. I'm not supposed to be in the shots. This is all about Richard and 3D stuff. Or, and then he'll say it's all about you guys. The rock rolls uphill in this case.
It's all about you guys. It is. Because without you guys, we wouldn't do the show. And without your support, we wouldn't do the show. And, so we've got a great bunch of people. And it boggles my mind that how we're taking such leaps and jumps and we're doing so well. Like right now, I'll give you the official number. We're at 350 subscribers on YouTube, up from, when did we do that draw? Last Friday or the Friday before?
I think that was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Yeah. So in 2 weeks, we've gone up 100 people.
150, yeah.
100 people in 2 weeks.
Have you played with PLA? What do you? Oh, PLA Plus. Have you printed PLA Plus, Richard?
I have not printed PLA Plus. I'm going to in the very near future, but not just yet. We're going to talk about that. Hey, Jerry Knapp, I see you there.
I think I would try PETG before I tried the PLA Plus.
PLA Plus, it's a little different formulation, but apparently it's supposed to be a little nicer. So I don't know. Oh, we'll try it out, though. We do have another filament review we're going to be doing very soon. I've got it here in the office now. And again, I'll have another spool to give away. Daniel Wright says, good afternoon. Here with my son at the doctor's office. He's not feeling good.
What's your son's name?
But he wanted to watch the show. Yeah, Daniel, what's your son's name? We'll give him a shout out.
You're looking at about a 30-40 second lag to,
That's fine.
to YouTube.
That's fine.
A big one. We had it almost a minute there that one day.
Yeah, yeah, we were getting
Teddy.
lots of lag that
Hi,
day.
Teddy.
Hi, Teddy. How are you? So let's everybody welcome Teddy to our group. He is Daniel Wright's son, and they're at the doctor's office. So
and officially the youngest member of the first layer.
Yeah, he is the young. He would be the youngest member of the first layer.
Officially the youngest member. Yeah.
Teddy, I hope you're feeling better. And nothing serious is happening at the doctor's office. And make sure they give you a lollipop. Or a sucker. You guys call them suckers. I call them lollipops.
I call other things suckers. But
I'm old.
Whoops, there's kids on the show.
Jerry Natch says, or Jerry Knapp, Natch. Jerry Knapp says, hi, Teddy.
Hi, Jerry.
Ken saying, hey there.
Oh, look at all the shots.
Jerry Knapp's on both. Do you watch us in stereo, Jerry?
Is Jerry's projects the same? Oh,
yeah, Jerry Knapp and Jerry Projects are the same guy.
Jerry, you oh, whoops. Kids.
You sly guy.
See, this is why I can't have a microphone. I potty mouth.
You sly guy. He wants to make sure he's getting the best stream, I bet.
You know what? That's a good plan. Good strategy.
That is a good strategy. We're going to have a decent day today. So today we're talking all about safety. Oh, he's got 2 monitors. So when he gets up to go get a coffee, he can see it in another room. Oh, wow. Well, Daniel Wright's little guy, Teddy, he's saying here he'll be 7 in a couple of weeks. So happy birthday. Daniel, remind me when his birthday is coming up, please. Send me a private message or something. Or, just send something to Richard at the firstlayer.com. And we'll get something for Teddy. And he wants to learn to 3D print toys. That's pretty cool. We're gonna get into 3D printing toys. Ron says, sorry, got some stuff on Octoprint, so not responding too fast. It's okay, I've had days like that. We're talking safety today on the show.
Hi, Don.
Hey, there's Don, the German printing nerd. Coffee.
That would be kind of a good name for a company. German printing nerd. The German printing nerd. Oh.
There you go. Emilio. Welcome, sir. I got to tell you, the more I see Emilio's stuff, the more I fall in love with his stuff.
Not sure I've seen this.
And I'm not finished printing Lion-O yet, but when I am, there's going to be pictures going up.
Oh, I actually expected you to be printing him today. Who's that over there?
That is part of Aquaman, but it failed.
Sure did.
So, yeah. I had
underneath the chin too.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do on Lion-O, and then I'm going to present him.
Did you just take it off when you saw the chin? Is that why you took it off?
Yeah, it was failing in a big way.
That happens.
Okay, so we're 5 seconds out.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. So, not really sure where Richard went, so I guess we'll just have a little hangout here, and Richard kind of just took off, so I don't know what's going to happen. I hope he's safe.
Oh, my arm just went into the shot.
Try this again. He's still not here, so I'm going to look around for him. I don't know where he is. We're going to start the show pretty soon, though, and the topic for today is going to be safety. My camera has an automatic turn off, so I can't keep it on one place at one time. But you know what? I hope Richard's going to be back soon because I am no show host. I am just good in behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
He's back. Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
I think I see Richard. Here he is. Welcome, Richard.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? We're talking about safety today, so I'm getting all my safety gear on. And no, I'm not going to wear all this stuff during the show today because I look ridiculous. And my glasses are fogging up.
And I can barely hear you.
And you can barely hear me through this mask.
Everybody's laughing.
So we're talking safety. We are talking safety today. Let me get the right stuff on here.
Make sure you wear that big gas mask when you're printing your models.
Okay, there we go. I probably bumped the microphone I don't know how many times today.
You didn't have earplugs in.
I did not have my earplugs in.
Jerry got that one right off the bat. No earplugs.
See, no earplugs. Jerry Knapp caught
I'll
that.
bet you he works in a warehouse.
Probably. But I'm going to leave my safety vest on today because we are talking safety. And jeez, the safety vest just keeps sticking to me. So we're talking safety today and all about 3D printer safety. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, this is your first time here, welcome to the show. My name is Richard Cleveland. I'm your host here on The First Layer and Coffee with Rich twice a week, Monday and Fridays. This is our live stream that we talk about 3D printing. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this because I'm starting to get hot. So why are we talking about safety today? Well, I was watching some videos the other day, and I can see your comments today. So if you want to direct a comment directly to me, just go #Richard. And then I'll be able to see it. Okay, so we're talking about safety today. And the reason, like I said, I was watching a couple of videos over the week, and one caught my eye. It was all about safety with these guys. So I thought, why not? Let's expand upon that, and we'll get into the meat of it. So with our 3D printers and 3D printing safety, there are several things that you have to watch, and stupidly, we all do this, and we've all done it. When the hot end is completely hot, and I'm just going to switch over cameras here. When this hot end is completely hot, some of us, without thinking, and I'm guilty of it, we go to grab it because we want to get the nozzle off or whatever. What you really should do is wait for your machine to cool down before handling the hot end, regardless. I mean, you can take off your fans and things like that, but wait for that hot end to cool down before you touch it, because if you don't, you can get very severely burned, and I've burnt myself a few times. And same thing with the bed. The bed can get up to 100 degrees, and if you put your hand on that aluminum bed, again, you can burn yourself. So there is a burn hazard out there. Another thing I want to quickly touch on, where did I put it? I bet you I put it over there, which I did put it over there, is the power mains on our power supply. If you go to Thingiverse, you can find any kind of cover for your mains power. And I recommend that you print something off and cover up your mains power, especially if your power supply is exposed. If it's exposed, then I really, really think that you should do that. Michael Holland says the subwoofer loved the voice. So But what I want to talk about more than not is the sharp implements that we use to get our prints off the bed. And I'm going to go to them right now. So you look on the table, I've got an X-Acto knife. These things are razor sharp. If you've never handled one, that will cut you like a scalpel. So especially for the younger people that watch our show, please use this with supervision. Never cut towards yourself, always cut away from yourself. Always make sure that that sharp end is away from you. So it will reduce injury if you happen to get yourself caught. And when you're storing it, find a way to store it so that it's safe. And this particular knife, it's just an inexpensive hobby knife, comes with this. You can print those off. You can look on Thingiverse and print these things off. So I really want you guys to be safe. Now, the other thing is these guys. We clip these are little side cutters. You can find them in any hobby store. And most of the 3D printers come with them now. But these side cutters, and I've done it where I've cut the fat of my finger because I'm not watching what I'm doing. These are very sharp. I couldn't believe how sharp they were when I nicked my finger one day and I thought I was going to have to get stitches.
I've stabbed myself with the points.
And there you go.
Stabbed myself with the points, yep.
Yeah, you don't want to cut yourself with these. Always, again, the flat side up against your material and just snip it off, but keep it well away from your fingers, okay? These 3 implements are probably the most dangerous implements you are ever going to use. Now, this was the very first scraper I ever bought. It's one of those fix-in-it scrapers from Walmart. It's fairly thick. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but it's fairly thick.
It's about 2 mils.
Yeah, it's about 2 mils thick. I mean, if you smack somebody on the butt with that, it would certainly hurt. But here is the dangerous part, is these corners right here. You see I got a little nick on my thumb here? That's from the other day when I was using this scraper to get something off of a warm bed, and we're going to talk about that. But these points will jab into you. I've actually seen pictures of people that have been trying to get prints off the bed and have jammed themselves into the meat of their hand and have had to get stitches. So here's what I'm going to show you. And this was another one that I bought. I thought, oh, this is going to be good. This is a cake knife for anybody that doesn't know. And this is by Betty Crocker, or a Betty Crocker cake knife. And we're not sponsored by Betty Crocker, by the way.
Here's a new member.
So, yeah, the cake knife, again, it's about 2 mils thick. So if you want to use something like this, it's great for getting under long prints and popping them up. But, you know, at the end of the day, a scraper is going to do you just fine. Now, this is about a 3-inch scraper, and that's a 2-inch scraper. So what I'm going to show you guys here real quick is this guy. This is a Dremel with just a little grinding bit on the end. And this is going to get a little loud, so you might want to turn your volume down. What we're going to do is I'm going to do this scraper right here. Is I'm going to turn it on. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to round off that corner. And just rounding off that corner. Again, I apologize for that sound. Now you can round that off as well on your grinder at home if you've got a grinder or a sander. You can take a sander to it, and you can see now that that's got a little bit of a bevel to it, a little bit of a rounded corner. So that's not going to be nearly as sharp going into your skin as that guy is going to be. So I recommend that you take your scrapers and just round over the corners. Just round them over. If you round them over, you're going to have less injury to yourself. And Anybody who says they've never caught their hand on a scraper, I'm going to bet you probably have. And if you haven't, great for you. I think that's awesome. But at the end of the day, by rounding off those corners, whether you're using your Dremel tool or you're using your belt sander or whatever, belt sander does it a lot faster, but it is important that you round off those corners just to be safe. And that's the main part of the safety that I wanted to talk about today. You do need some finger control. No, who said that?
Oh no, Fred Kaz is saying he needs more than a glove. He kind of needs full body armor.
Yeah.
Because he's always cutting his fingers. So
or one of the things that you can do is get yourself a pair of gloves like this. These are just inexpensive Watson gloves. They're work gloves, and they will also help to reduce the impact of any of these guys on your hand. But better safe than sorry. Make sure you round off the corners on any spatula that you're using. There's some really good ones out there. There's a couple on the market that are, what's the best way to put it? They're already rounded. They have a different handle on them so that you can get up underneath. But most of us have these, and these will cut you. I don't care what anybody says, these will cut you. Good adhesion. Do I get good adhesion?
No, it's the question was YTFPV says flexible plate on the bed and no real need for a dangerous scraper anymore.
Absolutely.
And that sounds awesome, by the way. So I'm wondering about the adhesion on that myself.
Yeah, the adhesion on those are actually really good because they use the, what are they called? The build tack.
Build tack, right.
They use build tack on top of them. PEI on a spring sheet is also a very good idea if you're not going to use these. But most of us, again, there's a great many of us that don't have that. I know myself, I have access to all kinds of adhesion plates out there, but I don't use them primarily because I don't like them. Glue stick and glass for me is the best. Speaking of glass, glass is a tough, tough thing. I'm going off camera for a second. But here's an old piece of glass. And you can see there's like tons of glue stick still on there. And there's something on the, oh, that's a little bit of gunk. So we're going to do this. Get that off there. But a piece of glass, you can shatter glass. Although this is a glass that's temperature resistant. Borosilicate glass, you guys have all heard of it. If you're into 3D printing.
Recommends, yeah. It's the heat.
Most printers come with them. I don't know if the CR10 is actually borosilicate glass or not. But, you know, this stuff you can shatter if you hit it too hard with that thing. And I know that sound was just horrible in the microphone, but if you come in at too steep an angle, you can actually break the glass because you are applying pressure to it. And if you break the glass, you can severely hurt yourself. So I want you guys to please take your scrapers, if you've got them, over to your belt sander or get out your Dremel and just round off those corners. It's going to be much better for you in the long run.
So a bunch of comments on YouTube here.
I'm just kind of looking over here. Flex plate, I saw that. Never had always safety first. Very good. PEI on a spring sheet. Yeah, it is good adhesion.
Spring steel?
Yeah, spring steel. You can find it at any hardware store. It's just a piece of mild steel, rolled steel. It just has a bit of a flex to it.
Right,
when
so you
you
can take it off
yeah.
and bend it. And, okay, cool.
Build-Tac has a system very much like that. Yes, and I think I mentioned that. There's a Build-Tac flex plate system. Ron says he's got a flex plate on his Tronxy X1. He loves it. Andrew Lawrence, the round corners will save your surface as well. Yes, on Build-Tac. Why does my borosilicate glass keep losing chunks out of it? Fred Kaz, I'm going to tell you exactly why your borosilicate glass keeps losing chunks. Are you printing with PETG?
Oh, what?
I'm going to wait for him to answer that, because if he's printing with PETG, that's the reason. You guys have heard me talk about
he's doing
PLA. Are you using glue stick on your PLA or on your glass bed, Fred?
Polycarb as a print sheet.
Polycarb as a print sheet. Yes, we actually have. William, it's funny that you mentioned that. We're testing that right now out in the showroom.
Really?
Spray 3D lac. I've heard of that stuff. It's very much like hairspray. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of any coating that you have to spray on your 3D printer. I prefer, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I've tried using hairspray. I don't like the mess that it makes, because everything over time just gets sticky. And it's really a pain in the backside. So I like to use glue stick, very simple stuff. I mean, you can get this anywhere. This is the stuff that I use. Go back to the overtop. This is the stuff that I use to stick down my prints. And the other thing is that when my prints are cool, I really don't even need my scraper in a lot of instances, because as soon as the print is fully cool, the bed is fully cool,
pops off.
I can pop them right off there and not leave any dings out of my glass whatsoever. Yeah, 3D lac's not my favorite.
Jerry's happy with my mic volume.
Okay.
That's all that matters. So
that's all that matters, yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, Emilio, take it outside and spray, plus easy to wash off. Emilio's saying he's never had any mess.
Seems to be a lot of extra work.
But I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm quite honestly, I'm lazy. So I don't, and I use you can see that there's little round sticky pads on here in the corners. So I use those to hold my glass down to my bed. And what those, I mean, you can take them off once you heat it up and it just pops right off. But then you've got to heat those up to get the residue off. And the only time I ever take a piece of glass off is if I have to change it for whatever reason. I've cracked it or it's chipped or whatever. That is certainly one idea. At the end of the day, though, I like using these little 3M sticky rounds to put my glass down. I don't have to use clips. That's the other reason I don't use hairspray or any of the spray-on adhesion methods, because quite frankly it makes a mess, and I don't want to be taking this on and off, because I have a chance of dropping this glass because I have butterfingers, and it wouldn't be the first piece of glass that I've broken by trying to take it somewhere so that I can, clean it up or whatever. And I'm probably sure a few people are like me. So, Distinct Impressions, do you have to put fresh glue on every print and clean it off after every time? No, you do not. You should not have to clean that glue off every time. What I do after about every 10 prints is I will reapply this. About every 10, maybe 12 prints, I will reapply some glue, and very lightly. I mean, this is how lightly I'm gonna go. I'm gonna use this piece of glass again. Go to my overhead camera. I'm gonna use this glue stick, and it's just as simple as doing this. Very, very lightly across the whole surface. And once you're done, boom, you're ready to go.
And that'll last for a long time. That lasts, for me, I go 10, 12 prints sometimes without replacing it.
Yeah, I go about 10 prints, 10 to a dozen prints. How about a mirror for prints? Ron is asking. Mirror is a great substance. I haven't used them yet. I am going to get some mirrors this weekend, and I'm going to try them out on a couple of my printers, and we'll see exactly how that works. I know a few people have been using the mirrors as a print surface. They say it adheres better for whatever reason. You don't need glue stick, you don't need hairspray. So we're gonna experiment that on an upcoming show. Mark Brennan, who is using a mirror, by the way, says, glue worked great, mirror, no fuss, no mess, he says. So Elmer's was key to work. We found, bought UHU glue sticks, and it didn't stick where the darn. Okay, so yeah, Elmer's, this stuff is so cheap. But, and again, if you do that and you let your print cool, you should not have to use a scraper to get it off. You should be able to pop right off. And I do that all the time off my printers. I just let them cool. I mean, what does it take? An extra 10 minutes for it to cool down to room temperature? Once it's cooled down to room temperature, it should come off just like that.
Alfredo from Italy says, Richard, a big question. To keep the nylon attached? I'm not sure what he means by that. What exactly do you mean, Alfredo, by keeping the nylon attached?
Nylon attached to the bed, I think, is what he's talking about.
Adhesion. Oh, okay,
yeah,
so adhesion for nylon, is that
You
different?
can use glue stick for nylon. It's fine. It works. We've done it here. So use glue stick. I mean, just put the glue stick down, let your bed heat up. Do a preheat when you're doing nylon, especially, because you want that glue to be nice and dry, and as it heats up, it melts, so it will self-level to some degree. And then make sure that your bed is at the proper temperature, of course, for nylon, so that it sticks properly. Scotch glue sticks, Jerry Knapp says, that's what he's using. Obviously for ABS, it's advisable to use a closed chamber with a heated plate at least 100. Yes, it is. At least for ABS. A nylon, I believe, is also another one that will benefit greatly from having a chamber. And again, we're going to go through the different filaments in more detail as we go through this season of the show. So stick around. What about this build tack I bought from Spool 3D? Do you have to put glue on that? Absolutely not. You do not have to put glue stick on build tack. What you do have to do, however, is make sure that you have the proper offset so that your nozzle, and I'll just use this as a demonstration, that your nozzle is not hitting that glass or hitting that top directly, because what will happen is the heat from that nozzle will melt build tack and it will score the build tack. And once you score that build tack, it pretty much becomes useless, because now you have a hole in your build tack and you've scored it for a print because your offset wasn't correct. And that offset should be 0.08 of a millimeter. That's the one you want to go by.
0.08?
0.08. Jerry Knapp says, Butterfingers equals age. Yes, it does, Jerry.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. We're all getting old.
Had an idea for having 4 holes drilled into the glass. Have 4 round magnets glued to the heat bed so that it can place the glass on the bed and it won't move. That's actually a really good idea.
That's cool, yeah.
I haven't tried that, but that's something I might want to use. Use the magnets as mounting guides. He says minting guides, but I'm sure he meant mounting guides.
Yeah, he corrected himself later.
Yeah. Yeah, not minting, mounting, he says.
Minting, mounting.
Let's have a look over here. I use alcohol wipes to clean build sheets.
Yeah,
yes, that actually works very well.
That's the most recommended way, actually.
That is the most recommended way. Is you want to take an alcohol wipe, and you can buy them at any pharmacy anywhere in the world, and you just simply wipe off your build tack at the end of your print, or any build surface for that matter. Is glass tempered? Yes. Borosilicate glass is a tempered glass, so when it does break, it shatters. The shards that come off tempered glass should not be sharp when it does break. So there's another little tip for you. And again, safety first, guys. If you feel you want to wear gloves, wear gloves. You know, it's going to protect your hands for one, especially if you're going to go like me, and I do it so often because I just don't think. And I grab that hot end while it's still warm because I'm trying to do something with it. Get yourself a pair of let me see what I've got over here. Ugh. These boxes that I'm bringing out now, that's for next week. I have them here. There they are. Channel locks. Move these out of the way. Channel locks. Get yourself a pair of these. So if your hot end is hot, all you're going to do is take the channel locks, put them in there, and hold on to that hot end. What you want to do is open up your channel lock so that you don't score the hot end, but it will help you to hold on to that hot end as you're trying to get the nozzle off or loosen things up so that you can take it apart. Initially, to clean glue, want to get rapid remove, which breaks down the goo. Once you get that off, cleans with 90% isopropyl alcohol, it makes it squeaky clean, no residue. Absolutely. I'll tell you an even easier way. If you take a little bit of Dawn dish detergent and you put that into a spray bottle like you'd have for your plants, and put a little bit of water in there, just like you don't even need a whole lot of Dawn, just one drop, and put about 1 to 2 parts of isopropyl alcohol in there and spray your glue down, it wipes up really, really fast. The other way that I've done it, and it's the lazy man way, is I will take my glass, and when I had it, when it was clipping on, what I would do is I would take the glass, I would put a couple of pieces of paper towel over top of it, put a couple drops of Dawn dish detergent on there, soak that paper towel, just leave it in the sink soaking, and leave it for 10 minutes or so, come back. All I'd do is just take that paper towel and I'd wipe it all off, and it worked really, really good. Silly question. If you use the glue stick, is the underside of the print have the imprint of the glue surface and lose the gloss finish? It still is a glossy finish on the bottom. This benchy is a great example of that. Move that out of the way. I'll just go to my overhead camera. This benchy, you can see that there's still a lot of gloss in there. And that was printed on glass using glue stick. So there's quite a bit of gloss still in there. You may pick up the imprint of whatever you last printed on there. But, you know, for all intent and purposes, it doesn't matter because usually that's the bottom anyway. Cheryl is saying that she uses rapid remove all the time.
Is that, what is that? Great. Is that a solvent? Or
yeah, it's like a solvent. Yeah, it's a cleaner.
Never heard of it.
Now, coming up next week,
but I don't clean my stuff.
I am going to be reviewing a new filament that we just got into Spool 3D. This is from Mammo-Rubat. It's from Mammo-Rubat. So we've got some, they sent us a whole bunch of samples of PLA, some ABS. They sent us 2 rolls of material. So I am going to open 1 roll, and I am going to be giving 1 roll away next week. And we are going to show you how you can, we're going to do a contest, an online contest, see who gets that next week.
Check Facebook, Alfredo.
Alfredo, he says, let me just go there. Richard, I have another question to ask you, and I am sorry if it's not contemplated tonight. On the up box, can you use Simplify 3D? Now, I use it with its software, but it's limited in particular regarding the settings of materials. Thank you. Alfredo, I'm not familiar with the up box. in all honesty. So I don't know if Simplify 3D has a profile built into it. I can check that out for you if you give me a couple of days. Just send me a message to Richard, and if you want to bring up that lower third for information, how they can get in touch with me. There you go.
Are you looking for address?
No, the last one there. Yep, that one right there. Just send me an email to richard@thefirstlayer.com, please. If you have very specific questions about something, send them to that email and I will answer them for you. Going back to lumps of glass, is it my spray doing this? It could very well be. I think that's probably what's happening, because if you're getting chunks out of your borosilicate glass, I've only ever seen that with PETG or PETG. I've never seen it done with PLA or ABS. And I've printed tons of ABS and PETG on glass without any adhesion. So when I was doing PETG without any adhesion, that's when I ruined a $40 piece of borosilicate glass. So let me just quickly go back. I think I got everybody's questions. Wow, it's 2 o'clock, so we had a good half-hour show today.
Yeah, we did, but Facebook seems to have...
Oh, Facebook's still going.
Facebook on my phone is not loading.
Oh, it's still running here on my machine, so...
Well, as long as it's running.
As long as it's running, that's all that matters. So next week, I'm going to be doing a review on this filament from Mamu Robot, or Robot. Going to see what it's like. Why not? And then I'm going to give a roll away next week. So we're going to put up a contest, and we'll show you guys how you can win yourself a roll, maybe some samples, and maybe something else I'll throw in there. Who knows? I got all kinds of little gizmos and gadgety and fun things to throw in a box for you. So with that says, I can't even talk today.
That's all right.
Hey, listen, we're going to be getting into t-shirts. For those of you guys that want them, next week I'm going to talk a little bit more about them. I'm going to contact our people who are doing our t-shirts, and you'll be able to order directly from them. It won't go through me at all. You'll be able to order direct, and we'll get all that set out for you. We are going to make sure that the t-shirts are a good quality t-shirt. I know which t-shirts we've picked already. The first design is going to be just the First Layer logo, which you guys all see. And with that, next week we're going to talk more about the t-shirts, and I'll tell you guys how you can get a hold of those t-shirts. And we'll go from there. I'm going to even get myself a couple. And I might even get myself a new coffee mug. What do you think? Who knows?
He's going to buy his assistant producer a t-shirt too.
I'm going to buy my assistant producer t-shirt too.
Free stuff.
So we're going to talk about that next week. If you guys are more interested in those t-shirts, stick around, because Monday is going to be the day that we talk about that. And what else we got coming up next week? We are going to talk, I've got a Maker Cribs coming up next week on Wednesday.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to be doing that. We are going to dive into a little bit of, we're going to start to rebuild that printer next week. And if you guys have anything that I haven't covered yet, please send it along. Leave it in the comments down below, or go ahead and send it to me at richard@thefirstlayer.com. Also, I want to thank our sponsor today, which is Spool 3D. As you guys know, they sponsor us with this wonderful space that we use here 3 times a week. And to be quite honest, they've got everything that you need, from printers to filaments to parts and other fix-its and foods-its and all kinds of stuff that you need to maintain your printer. So go and check out spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with Spool 3D. Now, if you guys want to send something in for me to have a look at or show on the show, if you want to just pull up the address real quick, you can send it to the First Layer, 230, or number 230, 11929 40th Street Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, T2Z something something something.
4M8.
4M8. T2Z 4M8. There
Just
you go.
pause the video to look at the address.
Yeah, I had to. Oh well. So yeah, if you guys want to send anything in, you can send it to that address. We are going to be printing out a bank, a big bank, a piggy bank. And the reason that we're doing that is because we want to start raising funds for a neonatal intensive care unit at the Foothills Hospital here in Calgary. It's just something I want to do to give back to our local community here in Calgary. And if you guys want to help out with that, that's why we're going to print the big bank. We've got a model we're going to start showing off next week. We are going to show off, is that next week or the week after? The week after, we are going to show off our printed version of Lion-O, and then we're going to get into painting Lion-O. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Then we've got still, what do we got coming up? Cool projects. Speaking of which, let's talk about that poll I had up. You guys want to see me print off gadgets and talk about different gadgets, and that's what we're going to do as well. We're going to do gadgets coming up. So we got lots of things on the board. If there's something you want me to cover, please send it to me at Richard, again, at thefirstlayer.com. So with that said, I think I got everything today. Oh, by the way, we have a Patreon now. We have a Patreon page set up. And if you want to help support the show, we'd love your support. Even if you don't want, and you just want to come and talk with us every week, that's fine too. But it's patreon.com/thefirstlayer. So you guys can check that out as well. And links are always, as always, are in the description below on Facebook, or pardon me, on YouTube. So you can, if you missed it, it's down there. With that said, listen, you guys have yourselves a great weekend. I'm going to go home and spend some time with my wife and enjoy my weekend with her, because Sunday I got to work again. I've got to do something for a friend, and I got a busy weekend. So tomorrow I'm going to relax, and we're also going to be doing a look at that laser cutter and engraver in an upcoming episode real soon. So until next week, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm Richard, that's Frank, and this is The First Layer. See you then.
Bye, everybody.